Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 16th to the 22nd of March 2015. Now this is a really big week coming up, one that I've been talking about in the past few weeks, horoscopes, and it's very much a day-by-day affair, so let's start at the beginning. Saturn has recently turned retrograde and will be heading back towards Scorpio from June to September this year. And we had 2.5 years of Saturn in Scorpio, so that will be the final clearing up of everything that came up during that phase. But Saturn's turning retrograde at the moment in Sagittarius, so let's start there. Saturn represents our relationship with ourselves, our structure, our discipline, our relationship with time, limitation, self-limitation, but sometimes that's necessary pulling in, and sometimes that needs to be broken away from. So there's the discrimination and the discernment that comes with that. So it's our relationship with structure and our own structure inside. Sagittarius is to do with that outward expression, having gathered all the information and then shooting that message out there. Sagittarius is also to do with time, shooting the arrow straight towards galactic center, so it's to do with perfect timing in a way. So when a planet goes retrograde, it goes inwards, and we need to kind of shoot that arrow inwards now to become one with our message, to get straight to the point, to stop messing around, to actually be very, very forward with ourselves, very inward and very precise and disciplined, and go and take a look at anywhere where our energies have been pulled out and scattered, and to regroup really. There's a feeling of soul retrieval here, because Sagittarius is one of those old signs that can speak to us about past lives and the bigger message of where we've been and where we're going to over lifetimes. So a beautiful aspect to begin the week, considering what's coming up. It's very much go inwards, find that core strength, find that discipline, do the inner work, and align that energy with precision, so that it's not outward, it's not scattered, and it's not coming from a place of limitation. Once Saturn goes back into Scorpio, we'll be digging around in anything that's still hanging around inside of us, anything that's still lurking in the deep. Plenty of revelation and plenty of clearing coming up, but that's not until June. So if we focus just on this week, that inner master, the Zen, the disciple, the martial artist, it's very much this straight and narrow arrow pointing directly inwards to the core, to your own galactic center, and that discernment of what does and doesn't serve you, and the bigger picture. So we need to stay focused on that. That's like a true north compass, which will see us really well through. On Monday we have Venus leaving Aries to go into Taurus on Tuesday. So there's a rounding up there as well. Venus is our values, and Aries can be our lower self until it's dealt with and becomes the truer self, the inner self. So Venus in Aries has brought up all sorts of personality issues, all sorts of frustrations, passive aggressive repression, anger, things like that, especially to do with when we're looking for love on the outside rather than finding that love inside of ourselves. So that can be a tricky aspect for anybody in a relationship that's dependent, that's actually got attachment, want and need, because Venus says, but what about me? But the me that we're considering is really that self-love, that fact that you are love. So Venus leaving Aries there on Monday, tie up all of those loose ends, get back to that point that you are already a divine spark, you're already perfect, and there is no want or need or attachment. There's no need to reach outwards, to repress anything, take anything too personally, or to rely on something outside of you to complete you. So a really healing aspect if you work with it on Monday as Venus leaves Aries. Tuesday's the big day because we have the last of 7 Pluto-Uranus squares. This has been going on for a few years now, so we're kind of used to it. There is a page on my website about this, but it's necessary tension. It's more on a society level. It's the old needs to go and the new needs to have the vision held and the space kept for it to come in. So Pluto breaking down everything in Capricorn, the old establishment structures, corruption, greed, all those kind of things. But Uranus in Aries saying there's a fresher energy, there's new, there's a better way forwards, there's something more altruistic that we can bring in. There's no action required, it's just more holding that vision of a better world, realising what has imprisoned us and then actually walking out of that prison rather than just creating another one. And that needs to be done through genius thinking. You can't think yourself out of a problem. You can't use the same thinking that got you into the box to get you out of the box. So this is out of the box thinking. And Uranus is like the neural pathways firing in our brain, and Aries is the head. So this is those kind of wild thoughts, the dare to be different, the audacity to actually break down the barriers and do new things in new ways, creating new pathways. So very much with whatever goes on Tuesday, try and stay on that Uranian level, vision, caring, humanity, and let whatever falls down go, because it's not about trying to fix anything or stick a plaster on a falling building. There's no scaffolding, there's no fixing what's falling down, but the real resonance will be to hold the vision inside of yourself of, but there is better, and I'm part of that better if I can hold a higher frequency. So a very powerful day there on Tuesday the 17th. There's then a lovely aspect on Wednesday, because after all of this upheaval, we have the Moon, Neptune, Mercury and Chiron all in Pisces. So this is a lovely, dreamy, soulful, resonant, cellular healing that can go on Wednesday. So it's a good week really to keep a lot of space, not to have a busy diary or lots of things externally to achieve, because this is a very retreat-like energy on Wednesday where we can just meditate and feel and heal and relax and really get to know our new cleansed selves. So it's letting go as well, because Pisces can be retentive. Pisces holds everything of the previous signs that have gone before. So there's a release that needs to happen because we're heading towards the spring equinox. So it's like a sponge that needs to be wrung out in order that it's then light and bouncy and able to take on fresh energy. Releasing through the feet is very good for Pisces. So see if you can do a meditation where you put your feet up and you're releasing with gratitude anything that has or hasn't served you, and letting go of the old cycle there. Very deep, calm and healing, and very, very connected to the divine on Wednesday. By Thursday it's the last day of Pisces, so that message continues. We're getting ready for a fresh start. We need to make some room for that. I saw a video this week and it spoke about what's the point of just washing the outside of the cup. So this is a day to actually realise that we need to wash the inside of the cup in order that we can actually drink from it and fill it up in the days to come. So another rinse, but very, very much to do with realising where there's any dirt, anything that does need to go. Be very, very gentle and honest, and actually do that clearing up, that cleansing, knowing that you're getting ready for better energies to come in. So there's 2 days there really. The first one, Wednesday, being quite gentle and healing and profound. The second one on Thursday being a bit more active, a bit more, okay, I know what needs to be done, let me actually go in and wash that cup on the inside as well as the outside. By Friday we have the new moon in Aries, but it's also a total solar eclipse. So eclipses can bring sudden messages as one body gets in the way of another one, and we're going to see the moon go across the sun. So we have the sun and the earth with the moon going in between, and that changes the field for a couple of hours. You notice it with the change in light. The animals that work very closely with magnetic fields, like birds and insects, will start to kind of react to that. You can see a confusion as something was in one field and then all of a sudden another body gets in the way and changes that field around. So we have a total solar eclipse. It can bring a message, it can bring sudden change. And again, it's not a day for action. This is one where, although we've got the sun going into Aries, we'll have plenty of opportunity to work with that. Although it's the new moon in Aries, we'll have plenty of opportunity next week to begin the intention setting. But for now, this is very much be still. You've got 2 ears, listen. In the silence, you may receive a message. So there's a stillness and a tuning into the frequencies, and see what changes come up as that solar eclipse takes place. And then by Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're into the spring equinox, and this is the new year of the zodiac. So this is when the sun goes into Aries. This year we've got not only the new moon as well, but the eclipse, so it's triple power. And the spring equinox is when we step over from Pisces into Aries. So we've done the letting go of Pisces. We've not rushed to make all those intentions because of the eclipse. But over Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we pause just as the world is on that sacred point. It's like the dawn of the year. Everything's eastward, the sun is rising, we've got the springtime, and we've let go of everything. We're holding that pure space so that by the end of next week we can begin to see what's coming in, what's new. Now with this Pluto-Uranus square, hopefully what's coming in and what's new is what we've been holding in our vision field. It's actually bigger than just our own personal story. It's where are we going as a whole, and what kind of world do we want to live in. So this will affect the kind of intentions that we'll be setting from next week onwards, as we realise that we're more than just our separate selves, wanting, striving, struggling to gain. And we're actually part of an energy field, part of something that's actually in a very sacred time and space as we dawn the age of Aquarius. So it's very much to kind of see ourselves not only over multiple lifetimes, but what we've actually come here to do as part of the change in this lifetime. So a very powerful equinox this year. I've not seen one like it before. Lots of energy passing from Pisces into Aries, lots of releasing necessary, lots of tension this week with whatever needs to go is being helped to go. But really the big message over all of these aspects is to stay centered, to stay true and honest, to do the inner work, and to focus on that heart center, on the love that you can hold, because that's the highest frequency, the simplest space that we can be in and we can maintain. So to recap, we have Saturn retrograde taking us inwards to find our discipline and strength, find what's real. We have Venus leaving Aries going into Taurus, so that again takes us into the heart space. But before we leave Aries, we need to let go of all that personality story that's been holding us back. We have the Pluto-Uranus square, which is a global affair, and it's not to get caught up in the destruction, but it's actually to hold that vision, a very, very Aquarian job to do there on Tuesday. Then we get a chance to heal ourselves on Wednesday with all the Piscean energy, and then put that into practice on Thursday as the last day of Pisces. Then we need to be still on Friday with the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries and see what messages that brings in. And then by Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 21 to 24 March, the very, very sacred new year of the zodiac, where we just pause, purify, and allow the new energies to start to come towards us in honour and celebration. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If anybody would like a reading this week, if everything's getting a little bit too confusing, then please do contact me. I've kept my diary quite free. I offer short readings if you're not ready for the whole astrological reading. I can use the tarot as well, and this is available globally over Skype. So if you are getting caught up in the energies, if you need a little bit of a steer, then please do come through to me, zoehines7@gmail.com. We can link over Skype and I can send you a recording and a picture of any cards that come up and your chart as well, just to help you have a steer through this week, because it really is an amazing week. And then on top of that, going through to next week, if anybody would like to start engaging more thoroughly with astrology, then the spring equinox is a great time to do this. It's the new year, it's the fresh energy. And if you do start learning astrology in April, you're actually walking the zodiac year, so you're actually walking in time with nature. So I have the full astrology course and then lots of sub-modules, the sun, the moon, the elements, how to cleanse and clear your space, Celtic Feng Shui, that's a great one, because this is spring cleaning time, so why not let go of some of the energy that you want to release? Why not ritualize that by cleansing your space and yourself in the sacred old-fashioned way? So beautiful practical way to connect with the sun and the elements there in my Celtic Feng Shui course. So I would say that's the one that I recommend for this week, and then maybe next week have a look at the astrology, the tarot, the numerology and the new learning that's coming in once we've gone through these major aspects. So with each of those courses you get a video and some notes and email access to me, so those are available globally, there's no reason why not to. And it's a wonderful, gentle way to connect with these old arts in your own time, using your own intuition and not requiring that book knowledge and that learning from the outside in, but learning your own astrology from the inside and walking with it. So for any readings, for any courses, please do come through to me, zoehines7@gmail.com. Have a wonderful week. Be strong, be deep, be true, be centered in the heart. Don't get pulled out. This is an initiation that we're going through, and we're more than capable of achieving great things. But for now, just the purity, just the vision, just stay in that center. That's all that's required. So that said, I will see you next week.